Hello, this is Rico Cavella, and this is your Fearless Aging podcast. And today we have a really interesting and very important topic. And the title of this episode is called Pain is Not Your Enemy, and how to transform pain into total health with our guest. I'm not going to reveal who that is yet. So this is something that I really want you to stick around with, and she has some really a great offer for you as well, and a free gift for you. And so this is one that everybody is dealing with some pain. So we're going to learn a lot of good things about what pain's all about and how you can transform that into better health. So our guest today is a licensed naturopathic physician and an expert in transforming pain into total health. She understands that pain may be physical, but it also has an emotional, mental, social, and or spiritual component. In her practice, she focuses comprehensively on the whole person. She graduated with the highest honors from Southwest College of Naturopathic Medicine in 1998. And that training plus postgraduate studies in homeopathy, as well as teaching and practicing meditation, provides the framework for her naturopathic medical practice in Cottonwood, Arizona. She also works with professionals all over the world to create a roadmap for total health. By working one-on-one with her, effectively bringing all aspects of life together, professionals regain or increase vitality, focus, and balance so they can enjoy working their business and help to transform the world. So welcome to the Fearless Aging Podcast, Dr. Cheryl Kasdorf.
Thank you, Rico. It's a pleasure to be with you today.
Well, it's all my pleasure. I really appreciate you being here. And you're a true holistic doctor, so this is the kind of person that I really love to have on my show, because that's really what it takes to heal and get well is a holistic approach, and I know that's what you do. So I'd like to start off by letting our audience know a little bit more about you as a person. So I'm kind of put you on the spot here, and so tell us a little bit about something other than your practice, something interesting that you'd like to do or you're interested in, or something fun you do, just so we get to know you a little better.
Sure. It might surprise you that I never wanted to be a doctor. I'm an artist. I graduated with a Bachelor of Fine Arts, and I love to do sculpture and sew and do a lot of three-dimensional art. Sometimes it comes out as cooking, baking. I've been in all with the creative arts.
Really nice. That's so much fun for. I'm sure too. When you spend a lot of time working with people, you need to a little bit unwind. That's a good way for you to just relax, isn't it?
I find that I put creativity into everything because in the long run, medicine is an art.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that. That's what I was going to say next. It's also an art. Actually, just being a human being is, and learning how to live this life is an art, isn't it?
Yeah, because we're always creating our lives.
That's right.
So we're always involved in that creative process. Right. Therefore, it's great to have an aesthetic to create beauty in your life.
Right. You've heard that saying too, that life is a canvas, and we're the painter of our life. So we get to create what goes on that canvas. So that really goes together really well.
Exactly.
Really nice. So tell us a little bit about your story, then how you actually became to become a naturopathic doctor, if that wasn't your main idea originally.
Well, I finally got to the point where I was teaching sculpture and making some sculpture of my own. After years of working in food service and doing other jobs, I was creating, I remember sitting there carving a sculpture, and you would think that I would be at the pinnacle of my fulfillment, but something was empty. There was something that was missing. And I felt like creating art was just too self-indulgent, that I wanted to impact the world in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I happened to be studying homeopathy. And homeopathy is one of the medical arts in naturopathic medicine.
Right.
And then my naturopathic doctor suggested to me that I go to naturopathic medical school to further that passion for homeopathy.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah, I've not, homeopathy, as you know better than anyone, it's been around for long time, and it's really a truly because as we know, only the body can heal itself, and I think my understanding of homeopathy is is by putting in those the essence of whatever your particular remedy is. It just stimulates the body, and it gives that intention, so your body knows that it needs to heal something. So it gets your body interactive to heal itself. Is that correct?
Yeah, in a way, it's when you take a remedy, it kind of shows us our blind spots so that we can become aware of it and heal in that way. It helps on a very energetic, basic level, but it also does affect each and every cell.
Absolutely. Okay, so I can see. It seems like that you kind of structured your practice around helping people with pain, because that's a big one, and no question. Everybody has pain in their life, and everybody wants to try and get rid of the pain. And as you know, our mainstream medical system just wants to put a Band-Aid on it, take something to get rid of the pain, but they don't go into what's causing the pain so much. So kind of tell us a little bit how you sort of made that your main thing that you wanted to focus on to help people with their pain.
I have a very interesting story about when I was deciding to go to naturopathic school that illustrates one of the points about pain. And that is, I was suffering from severe sciatica.
Oh.
You may have had something like that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of listeners have had that kind of thing. The sciatica, I just could not get rid of it. I was seeing a naturopathic doctor, and he tried all different modalities with acupuncture, ultrasound, manipulation, and week after week after week, the pain did not go away.
Wow.
It was when I decided to go to naturopathic medical school that the big difference happened. Within 3 days, that pain was totally gone without any other intervention.
So it was like a mind shift where you had, right?
Yeah, making the decision is what allowed me to be relieved of the pain. At that time, I was thinking still a bit allopathically in that I thought that pain was physical,
Mm-hmm.
but it went actually through my whole life. It had to do with the psychological aspect of making the decision, but also, in a more spiritual way, I was stepping up to a bigger role in life.
Yes.
So that was part of the decision. As
Yes.
well as, physically, you can think of it as a metaphor. It's like with one foot, I was trying to step forward. With the other foot, I was trying to hold myself back.
Mm-hmm.
So in that kind of position, you can imagine the kind of tension that would be in your butt that would cause that kind of sciatic pain.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've had that experience as well. I'm sure you're familiar too. Remember Dr. Sarno's book about pain? Yeah, he said it was really it's an emotional component. But also, isn't it true that pain is the way that our body actually protects ourselves? To let us know that something's out of whack. So we'll wake up and address what we need to remedy, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's an indicator on many levels. Because if you actually have damaged something, you're going to have acute pain. So acute pain tells you that you do need to protect that area and do things to allow it to heal. When it becomes chronic pain or long-lasting pain, or if your acute pain hasn't healed, then that's a whole nother story that, definitely, again, goes in all levels with physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. And in that case, when you have the chronic pain, it's waking us up to, what is it that we need to change in our life? It's an indicator.
Right. So when a patient comes to you with chronic pain, how do you begin? How do you start? How do you work with them?
I need to know their whole history, because it's really pertinent what kind of illnesses they've had in the past, as well as that particular incident of pain, when it actually started and what was going on in their life right then. Mm-hmm. And then I need to know the particulars of what they're experiencing, because, sometimes we can get a little more specific on the physical cause or the emotional cause or the whole spectrum of what's going on.
So do you quite often use homeopathy with your patients?
Yes, I do. That's one of my favorite modalities. I also have a hands-on modality called Bowen Bodywork, which is really brilliant because it works with the nervous system to adjust the soft tissues, which is really where it's at in terms of holding tension and emotions. And the Bowen Bodywork can release that.
So tell us about your book.
Yes, I just published a book called Antidote to Overwhelm, Resting in This Present Moment. And it's not only overwhelm that it's an antidote to, it's an antidote to pain. It's been my experience that being present in this moment is the answer for so many things.
Mm.
Main thing is that so many times we're dragging the past into our awareness. We're rehashing events. We're trying to figure out why somebody said something. Or, too often we're dwelling in the past, and then we can't see what's here for us in the present.
Exactly right. By the way, before we go any further, I almost forgot. Before we go any further, in case some people, have to leave or something, I know that you have a free gift for our listeners. So I want to give that website address where they can go and get. Okay, the Free from Pain, is that a free report or what is it that you have?
That is actually where you can go and get a chapter from my book for free. Okay. And I also have a bonus video that will guide you through a few steps to identify pain and allow it to transform.
Really good. Okay, so if you want to get, I definitely recommend that you go here and get this free information from Dr. Kasdorf. So go to drcherylkasdorf.com and the word free dash dash hyphen from hyphen pain. So that's DR and then CHERYLKASDORF.com/free, the word free, FREE dash from FROM dash pain. So definitely go there and get that free information. That's going to be really valuable for you.
Yes, that's the exact place to go claim your free gifts.
All right, good. So go ahead on and tell us some more about you. I think it's such a great title, and it's a perfect example. Overwhelm, it's what's causing so many people stress, and we know stress is really the precursor to most illnesses and pain, right?
You're right, yeah. And I know what I've felt overwhelmed in the past, it was mostly because I was projecting into the future. I was trying to figure out how I was going to manage everything in the future. I was worried about what was going to happen in the future. I had anxiety that it would all work out right. So a lot of times I was overwhelmed because I wasn't even here attending to my business. I was off somewhere in the future trying to do everything before it's time.
Right.
And that is an experience of overwhelm that nobody actually needs to go into.
That's exactly right. I know it's so true. We spend so much time still being concerned or upset or angry about something that happened in the past, and then being all anxiety of what might happen in the future. And I've learned a really good definition of what worrying is. Worrying is visualizing what you don't want to happen. So it's just so ridiculous to worry, isn't it? I mean, just like you say, stay in the present moment. That's where your power is.
Yeah, and to be fair, our mind wants to protect us, so it will imagine the worst case scenario.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we have to dwell on it. It's like we can notice that and come back to the present.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, our brain and our mind is all about survival. So they're always trying to. So yeah, it's kind of like the thing that's what always is worrying about everything instead of just being. And so we got to get out of our head too much and more into our heart. And
you know what? The way that I've experienced to get into my heart is just to stay here. It becomes a practice almost like going to the gym, because every time you notice you're dwelling on the past, it's just exercising that muscle to rest right here. And every time you're noticing you're worrying about the future, just exercise that muscle and rest right here. And that's why in the title I say resting in this present moment, because being right here is the most, it produces ease, it gives rest, it just feels so good, because that's where life is. Not only is it restful, it's vibrant and exciting.
Well, that's what meditation's all about, right? Is letting go of all your thoughts about the past and the future and all these things, and just being still and being present